When you're new to miniature painting, one of the things you really want to learn how to do is decide where you're going to put your highlights. And one of the easiest ways that I've ever found to figure this out is with the camera on your phone and just a simple desk lamp. So here, let's get into this quick tip and I'll show you what I mean. So, it can be done with any type of model, but this is particularly going to be looking at these tabletop miniatures. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn off your nice bright lights that you use when you're painting. You're going to take these out of the way, and we're going to look just at this Space Marine right here. So what I've done is I've turned off all the lights and I've just put him underneath my desk lamp. And you can see this creates really high contrast areas on this model. So the easiest places that you would almost always get right, on the top of the shoulder pads, on top of the helmet, you can see that there are highlights to be had. There's going to be highlights along the top of his bolter, and most of us will get that there are highlights on top of each one of these studs on his power glove here. Now, where it starts to get a little bit less obvious as we work our way down, you've got things like this that pokes out this side of his knee and then the top of his boot here. So if you take a picture with this type of light, this is not something you're going to be putting on Instagram to say, hey, check it out, I'm planning my highlights. This is just something that you can use as a reference when you're getting started taking or painting these miniatures. Now on the back of him, this is a good one to get a picture of here, because right here on the back of his leg, you can see how the highlight is actually right down the center of this area here. It falls off on the right and on the left. Now, as an inexperienced painter, I probably would have just put a highlight here and probably wouldn't have even thought about the highlight right down the center of the back of his leg. And that's why this is a useful thing. I probably wouldn't have thought to put a highlight on the skull either, but you can see the way the light is hitting there that it is definitely receiving light. And that's something on the base. You can choose to highlight that like this, or you can choose to ignore it. Something else this is showing me right back here on the back here of his backpack, I can see that there's some blemishes here. Those show up really good in these really bad pictures, but it's going to help you to know, hey, maybe I should get an emery board and sand very lightly there to take care of that before I go any further. Decision's up to you. But that's what I would do. Take a model. It works with any model. This little duckbill guard here. You can see that there's going to be some specular highlights right down the ridge of his plume here on his helmet. You can see that there's a shadow, depending on the angle of the light, obviously. But you could include that shadow if you chose to get that detailed. But you can see, there's more shadow on this eye than there is on this eye. There's a whole lot of shadow right here. This foot over here is peeking out from underneath him, though. That one would get a highlight, whereas the rest of his body would be in shadow. It also works for much more fluid forms, like this from my Night Haunted army. If I can find it here. All right. So you can see, as it sweeps up and over, you're getting a lot of highlights that I'm going to be putting there. But his face right here is turned just enough that is shadow. And so I will not be painting any highlights on the face of this one, whereas this one will get a highlight right up here along the top of their face, but not down here. This really helps to learn when you're new. And so this is just a quick tip. Wanted to share it with you. I know it's been a while since I posted any videos, and I hope to start posting again. Thanks. Goodbye.